Hey everyone, I'm Ray Burkhalter, co-founder of REI Funding Partners and managing partner of Renovate the State Private Lending Fund. For nearly 2 decades, I've been involved in private lending, and I'm really excited to share some insider information with you here in this video series. We'll walk through exactly how private lending works and why many sophisticated investors use this strategy to generate recurring income from real estate loans. Each video in the series is short and informative. We hope you enjoy learning more about private lending here. Thanks.
All right, welcome back. For this final explainer in our series on private lending, we're going to pull back the curtain on something really fundamental. We're going to challenge what most people assume about real estate financing and really dig into why some of the absolute best deals never ever see the inside of a bank. Let's get into it. When you think about getting a loan for a property, your brain just kind of automatically goes to a bank, right? It's the default setting for almost everything, from your first home mortgage all the way up to huge commercial buildings. It's just what you do. It feels like the bedrock of the whole system. But here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that a lot of the most seasoned real estate pros, the ones who are experts at finding those hidden gems and turning them into massive value, they often skip the banks completely. And that makes you wonder, right? If these deals are so great, why aren't the banks all over them? Well, the answer isn't that banks are missing something or making some kind of mistake. It's actually because they are built for an entirely different mission. Their whole system, their whole reason for being, is built around stability. And frankly, stability and fast-moving opportunities don't always mix. See, you have to remember, banks are holding our money, public deposits. Because of that, they're wrapped up in some incredibly tight regulations that are all designed to do one thing: minimize risk. Their job isn't to gamble on what a property could be. Their job is to provide super safe, predictable, long-term loans. So you can just picture the banker with their checklist, right? They're going down the list asking, is the property stable and move-in ready right now? Is it already making money? Is its condition totally predictable? Is the overall risk practically zero? If a property needs work, even if it has incredible potential, it just doesn't tick those boxes. It gets a hard no pretty much instantly. And then you've got the other massive hurdle: speed. It's a total mismatch. On one side, you have the bank's process. It's slow, it's methodical. We're talking weeks, even months of paperwork and committee reviews. But a great real estate deal, that's a ticking clock. You've got a motivated seller who needs cash now, and you've got competing buyers breathing down your neck. If you can't close in a matter of days, you're out. The opportunity is just gone. So, if the banks are built for stability and they're too slow for the best opportunities, where do investors go? Well, they turn to a totally different kind of financing, one that's literally designed for this exact scenario, one that's built for speed and focused on potential. And that, of course, is private lending. Now, it's not trying to replace banks. Think of it more like a specialized tool that was created to fill this very specific gap in the market. Private lenders are here to fund the projects that just don't fit in the traditional bank's box. They're looking past what a property is today, and they're focused on what it can become. They're looking at these deals through a completely different lens. They've tossed out that rigid checklist. Instead, they're asking questions like, how good is this borrower? Do they have a track record? And what's the property going to be worth after all the work is done? That's the after repair value. And finally, does the whole plan just make good sense? It's a forward-thinking bet on the project and the person behind it. And this unlocks this really clear, powerful process. An investor spots a diamond in the rough. They get a private loan super fast so they can actually buy it. Then they use that money to fix it up, turning a rundown property into a beautiful, valuable asset. Private money is the jet fuel that makes that entire transformation happen. Okay, so that all makes sense for the real estate investor on the ground. But what about you? As someone who's looking for smart places to put your own money, how can you tap into this part of the market? How do you get involved? Because let's be real for a second. Becoming a direct private lender yourself, that's a ton of work. You'd have to find the deals, vet the borrowers, draw up legal loan docs. It's more than a full-time job. So how do you get access to these kinds of returns without taking on all that heavy lifting? Well, the solution is something called a private lending fund. The easiest way to think about it is like this. A bunch of investors all put their money together into one big pool. Then a professional team, people who live and breathe this stuff, manages that pool of money, lending it out to a whole portfolio of different real estate projects. And for you, the investor, the model is incredibly simple. Step 1, you add your capital to the pool. Step 2, the professional team does all the hard work, the lending, the managing, all of it. And step 3, you earn passive income from the interest that's paid on all those loans. It's that straightforward. And this really is the key takeaway. It's a way for you to get exposure to that exciting value-add side of real estate, the flips, the renovations. But you get to do it as the bank, not as the landlord. You're investing in the loan, not dealing with tenants and toilets. When you zoom out, you see it creates this really cool win-win ecosystem. Your capital as an investor provides the funding. That funding leads to real property improvements, which often helps revitalize a whole community. And that value that gets created generates the returns that flow right back to you. It's a complete, healthy cycle. So to wrap up this whole series, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. We're all conditioned to follow the big, traditional sources of money. But what if the truly great investment opportunities are actually hiding in plain sight, in the very places where traditional money can't or simply won't go? Thinking about that might just change how you look for your next investment.
Thanks everyone for watching this video. We hope you really enjoyed the content in this series. Be sure to check out the next one in this series to keep learning how private lending works. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can download the free guide in the video description. Till next time, take care and God bless.